Okay, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And updates to the agenda. We have a quote for a tool that we need to discuss. Is there anything else that's in updates?
Don't think so.
Okay, public comment.
No
I see
public.
nobody there and nobody here. Moving on. Cross Street Project, Mike and I will be getting together during the week that he is here to do an RFP for that project to get that ball rolling.
You think I will?
Huh?
I said, you think I will?
If you don't, I'm just gonna wing it. And we wind out with what we wind out with. I definitely prefer to have a second set of eyeballs, maybe a third, fourth, and fifth on that.
Cross Street project, that's the one
Over by the
Over by the
Irving sign.
yeah,
I got it right here.
that's an RFP for it.
Well, read it. Step by step.
No, that's the email that I sent to.
Yes, but
Right.
it explains the whole
Right, but
thing.
Yeah,
that's not the RFP project, which is
Yeah.
what I'm making sure I have.
that's just a quick explanation of what needs to be
What needs
done.
to be put into the bid proposal,
Right,
so
but
they
the
know what it's about.
And
Right.
she's gonna go through and make an actual
full
professional.
RFP
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah,
That explains it 100%.
Yes, which I should have by email. If I don't already, Mike or you'll forward it again to me.
Well, if you don't let me know, I'll send this to you.
And then we have the trailer stocking. So in behind all your stuff, you want to look at that. So we have the part of it. We need the fall winch. Careful with your vowels there, Heather. And that there's only one place really that does that stuff, right? That's the Mile Supply.
yeah, that's
So-
that's the place that we ended up getting our gas meter through, and that's the place that Roger, um, um, yeah, recommended to me.
And then the next bunch of pages, I put them all side by side, like to like, item by item. There were two items that one party did not feel they had enough information to do a quote. And then if I look at another one of the items, the generator, you had one that came in at 2,800 and one that came in at 870. So I'm pretty sure those are not actually comparing the same products. So for the items that were quoted, you guys can see them all individually and together in a list. My thought on this would be to pull out the compactor and the generator, because those obviously there needs to be some more things on that, and then have those authorized as a separate purchase from the rest of the equipment to stock the trailer, and then have pretty much Zach pick out what he wants. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts, feedback.
With all these items, how are you guys performing now without them? What do you do?
And we've been making do with it. It's usually been whatever's in the truck, we'll make it happen. I wanted everything to be basically like a mobile workshop to where you know, whatever the job entails, we're not driving back and forth having to grab tools or parts or anything like that. I'm hoping it'd be just a one-stop shop and off we go.
Will that trailer hold all this?
I should be able to.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a utility trailer. It's
Yeah,
a dual
plus you have-
axle.
We're not even talking pipe fittings and stuff that need to go into that trailer.
No, but you'd mentioned, somebody mentioned shelving and work bench areas.
Yeah, that gone away with? Was that
That was you and I had chatted, and you felt that once we had the stuff, you could do that
Yeah.
better, because
correct? Yeah,
the the people that I spoke with, it wasn't going so hot. They were like, "You want us to do what?"
yeah.
So I think I think the starting point is to get this stuff that you wanted.
Yep.
And then if you need help getting the rest of it, I'm not the carpenter, don't come to me. We'll find you somebody who need help,
Yeah.
but get that, at least get the ball rolling toward getting this thing together.
Yep.
One thing I'd like to mention, on Newport, was that the farmyard store?
Yep.
That $800 and almost $900 generator. Can you check on that next time you're in the area? And before, that would be one item we're gonna leave out.
Yeah,
But in the
so,
meantime,
Be-
yeah, when I'm looking, if they are in
yeah,
fact,
so
in the
so you got
I'd
the
like to
gen, you
finish
got,
it. In the meantime, can you go and look at that generator and tell me if that's going to be something that you can use for $900?
well, first off, I've got to check the watts of our pumps. Cause that's what it's gonna be mainly used for, is for our electric pumps.
Yeah,
And make sure that all of that's compatible with one.
because 6,000 watt generator should handle it.
Yeah, that's
No
one
problem.
too, yeah.
That's 30 amps.
Yeah,
So I don't think you've got anything over 30 amps.
I don't think so. 2 inch.
No, so I mean,
they shouldn't be.
the difference in price here, they're both electric start, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm both their coil, and both come with, one may come with a battery and one may not. I mean, sometimes you're paying a lot of money for something you don't need all the bells and whistles.
correct.
Whereas a $1,000 generator, I've seen some $1,000 generators and they're pretty nice.
Yeah,
The
One
thing
might
is,
have-
when we're asking for bids, we need to ask the same, here's what the specs are, and ask the same thing from 3 places.
Yeah, but I don't think those specs were detailed enough.
Right, I think that's
I-
what we came back with.
I mean, just
was-
because you get 6,000 watts means nothing to me.
right, like literally I gave them the SKU and the item, and when I look at this list, it looks to me like they dropped a number off. That, judging by the rest of their,
No, not necessarily.
Wait.
I've seen some 8,000 watt generators at Lowe's, but there's a difference in the quality.
right, but I'm looking,
One will be a cast iron motor and one will be an aluminum motor.
I gave them the SKU, they're comparing the same SKU, looking at these, knowing that every one of the parts, when I compare list to list, are within $1 or $2. It makes me think that they dropped a number off from that one, because if you look at that one versus the other one with the same SKU, which is the part number, they're within $2 a piece if you dropped a number off.
Hmm.
That's what it looks like to me. It looks like somebody typing it out made a typographic error. So that's where I'm saying, let's drop the 2 items that are the generator and the plate compactor, which we were told wanted by a couple different people that they might need a little more information on.
Yeah, 'cause
And-
one might have a wheel kit, one may not, one may have a handle so you can pull it out of the trail.
Yep.
One may not. I mean, there's a lot of little items that add up
yeah.
fast.
Well, we have to decide what do we need? And that's
Right.
what we have to ask people.
Well,
to bid
we
for,
don't
is say,
need
this
a
is what we want.
$3,000 generator that's probably gonna run once a year.
Right, no, the thing is, we have to give them the specs. Okay, it has to be this wattage, this amperage, and if we want cast iron versus aluminum, you give them that,
Yep.
and then you get their prices, and
Yeah.
that's how you
Yeah.
make a determination. But if they're not bidding on the same thing, you can't compare them.
No, you can't. You can't.
So I guess next steps is somebody needs to allow us to, or get a motion to authorize purchase at a place. What exactly needs to be to get this going off from, let's keep hashing out parts and pieces.
Right, so of the all 3 bids, I haven't seen the final things on them, but what are we talking about?
The local vendor, when you scrap out the other 2, are within $380 of the 2 non-locals. And those 2 are within $2 of each other. And what we don't see on those is the note on the 3rd quote about different specials based on the month. Obviously, we are through January and February. we're now going to be into making a March purchase, so that will change a few of the things, including battery replacements and things like that. So you tell me which vendor you want.
Our procurement policy does allow you to use the local vendor. I mean, that we do give preference to them. This is not federally funded or anything, which precludes that. And so we do typically favor the local because they're your ratepayer and they're your taxpayer. So it's kind of, unless there's a big enough difference, there's really no reason why we would go out of town. Because you're also going to have the transportation cost to get the stuff.
Yeah.
Repair, maintenance, if any of that should arise, is that possible in town? They accommodate that.
As far as like batteries and the actual,
Your battery goes ditch.
Whatever, wear it out, I guess.
yeah, because when the battery and stuff like that actually go on these tools, there is a vendor that will go through and either replace it or repair it, and that'll be with the battery as well. But again,
You've got somebody in mind or somebody you prefer then.
yeah, that'll be one of the vendors that are outside of town that they go through and they deal with all Milwaukee products and stuff like that. However, if you buy Milwaukee products from outside of them, they will still hold up their end of the bargain as far as them being a Milwaukee dealer and still fix it. So I mean, as far as travel costs, trying to travel out of town, I'd rather do it inside of town and just load everything all up, bring it up to the old town garage and lock it up and start working on it. But yeah, as far as fixing the tools, I mean, they'll fix them.
Something that'll keep you running if you get into a bind.
Yeah, exactly.
So first part, do we want to go ahead and do a motion to have the approval for the fall harness for Miles Supply? I'm sure the price might have gone up. So right now it's at $3,800, so up to $4,000 for that. If I can get someone to make that motion.
That'll be for the confined space stuff.
Yeah. So does that confined space stuff also include air circulation?
It does not. It just covers the harnesses and the fall protection and the
Crank 'em out.
tripod.
Crank them out.
to crank 'em
Already
out.
have the air.
Yeah, we've already got
You got the monitor.
we've got the gas meter.
Yep.
We've got the air fan.
Okay. And the hoses to go into the
Yep.
Manhole and things like that. So you've got all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I don't see it on the list.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
time to update the
So this is just a new hoist for
to
evacuation.
update it. Yeah.
Tripod. Yep.
Is this OSHA driven?
Yes,
They kind of
absolutely.
like to have that
Well,
stuff around.
you gotta have certain training, you gotta have certain
Just don't
certifications.
jump down.
No,
You
no.
can't just jump down a hole.
You
You
have,
gotta have a rescuer, you gotta have all that fun
you
stuff.
have to have a monitor of the gas
Really,
at
really
all
bad.
times while you're down there.
Oh, the good old
It's quite involved. Plus, you have to have somebody at all times at the top to get the guy out.
Yep.
So
The motion is for how much? For
Up to 4,000.
up to 4? I'll make that motion.
yeah, I'll second that.
And it's, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So if you can work with Tracy to get that one purchased, started, because she pays that, right? He just, or we pay it? Who pays it? Somebody pays it. You may now order that little guy.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we doing with the rest of this?
So the rest of the stuff, minus the plate compactor and the generator, which Zach will work on telling us exactly what he needs for those.
Yep.
So which of the three vendors it's gonna, do you guys just tell me which vendor it is and make the motion up to better font size, Heather. Round it up, go 7,700.
Yeah, sure.
Now, which,
Let's
now,
see.
now who, I didn't notice it, but who bid the plate compactor? Farmall, Farm,
So the plate compactor, we had two that came in close together. The third one said, need a little more information on that, and they weren't able to get that. And then the the generators was,
right,
we need
yeah,
more
no, I
information.
understand that, yeah.
So, yeah, if you throw those two out, there's your end results.
Yeah.
So somebody wants to make a motion as to which one. If you guys have questions, I have no preference.
So Zach, who would you have, if we need to have this serviced, who would you prefer?
I mean, I highly doubt that we'll have a problem with getting it serviced by
Anybody,
really anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
even the rental place?
yeah. I mean, just to keep it in town and keep the travel, stuff down, we'll end up doing with vendor B.
Okay,
Okay.
But vendor A is the one that deals specifically with Milwaukee repair and replacement.
yeah.
And we're down there. We're down there every single month. So
So I just want to make one statement here that between vendor A, B, and C, their prices now are based on, this is a package. In other words, these are the prices we're giving you because this is what you're gonna buy from us. So if we start picking out things, are these prices set in stone? If we say to them, well, we're just gonna buy this, but we're not buying the rest.
When I spoke with the vendors that I spoke with, I said, I'm going to send you a list. Can you price them all individually and as a package? And they came back with, this is the price.
Well, this is a package. Each vendor has a package. The price is based on, we're selling this to you, and our profit margin is based on the whole thing.
yeah, because that was one of my questions. Because I ended
When
up
you start taking stuff out here,
going and because I printed off my own list.
yeah,
And ended up peeking through it and was like, all right, well, we don't really need that. We don't really
Yeah.
need this. That was going to be one of my questions is can we
pick an individual thing off your price and keep that price?
yeah, and I'm sure because I've got a few other things too that I'm sure I could add as well to
Yeah.
replace it.
Only because when I bid a project, the price was bid
Yeah.
based on, I'm getting the project.
Yeah.
Because my profit margin is based on the amount that I'm buying. So I don't want to have somebody put on the spot and they're going to make $10 on an item that they normally make $80 because they're bidding a package deal. This is what I'm getting at. So I don't want to put anybody on the spot here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I understand. And that's
What
my question was.
I mean, what I'm gonna interject is, then why are we doing this bidding this way? If this isn't the right list, we should not have been putting this out to bid this way. If there's stuff on there that we don't need, why is it on the list? And literally, we could have just went out and bought individual items. We didn't need to do a bid. There is no purpose to it if you're going to buy, 2 pieces from this person, 3 pieces from that person, and 2 pieces
Yeah,
from that person.
if you start picking this
There was no
apart, it's
point.
not fair for these people.
Right. I mean, I think it was for ease, but the thing is, your list has to be what you really want. You can't
Correct.
bid it on one list and then say, oh, yeah, well, we changed our mind. Okay, well, then let's put together the real list. This is the final list. And if it's half that stuff, great. Then we aren't wasting money on stuff. But it's one of those, when you're putting out a bid, you are asking for, we're going to buy all of this. And
That's
why we're
correct.
going to
That's
bid.
what I'm getting at.
But if we're not going to use all of it, why is it on the list?
Right.
I mean, it's just kind of dumb to buy it and put it in the garage and let it sit and never be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see my point, Mike, what I'm getting at?
Yes.
So again, I'm going to go
fair.
back. I'm going to go back and tell you guys how I got to this list. I was given a write-up piece of paper with ladders, nuts or pack outs, stuff like this.
Mhm.
Then I was given the list of that we were already given. I gave these part numbers to the two other ones because that's what I was told I needed to do. So that's what I did. That's how we got to this list. If this is not the correct direction, because that's what I was told to do, I'm following your direction. So if you don't want me to do this, I won't continue to waste my time. Just saying that.
The
If
thing
this
is, I mean, you
isn't
guys
how
were all
it's-
provided, everybody was provided that list. And
Mhm.
it should have been gone through, you know, if there need to be changes made, it is a
We-
waste
we-
of vendor's time if you guys aren't gonna go through it and actually pay attention to this is what's on the list and we don't want it. You know, if you're gonna ask her to put it out to bid, she doesn't need to know what you want her to put out to bid. I mean, if I was Heather, I'd be a little ticked too, because it's not like this stuff doesn't take a lot of work and a lot of time that people are devoting to put this together. And then, oh, well, you know, it's not really what we wanted. Well, it's your guys' department. So that's you, Zach. That's you, Mark. You know, you were part of this too. You know, you were the one who pushed for this trailer in the first place. So
And I
if you
originally
guys aren't
came
going
up,
to work on it outside of this meeting, there's no
I originally
point.
came up with a list, which was not as extended as this. Stuff that was needed. And then now we've got 40, how many items? 42 items? That my original list that I had given you was a lot less than that.
Your original list, I can still pull up the email with,
Yeah, there was a lot less than this.
right. And then I was given this list. Zach's the one that gave me this.
Okay.
This quote that came from Johnson. I don't have a preference. I just want to know, I want to get this done. I want to move on. We've been working on this for a year. So you got to tell us, what are we doing?
So I guess, Zach, what I need to ask you is the stuff that's on this list is stuff that you definitely need
Yeah, to fill up that trailer.
to fill up that trailer?
But are we going to use it all? That's my point here is, you know, I've heard this discussion now that,
Well,
there's
I
stuff on
don't
that we
know. I'm
actually want.
not in the field working with these guys, so I don't know. I'm going by what I was told. And that's how come I came up with my list originally a year ago.
I guess my recommendation
The
to you
guys in
guys
the
maybe is
trenches.
to take your bids, have Zach and them go through the list and actually mark off everything they don't want, add anything they do want. And this will be the final list. And this
Final
is what
list.
you will submit to, you know, and you can basically, I mean, you know what
And
your
then you
bids
can-
are.
And
If
you
you're
can
gonna
call
go-
the vendors and say, hey, if we delete this, are you still gonna keep your prices on everything else? They're probably gonna say yes. But I just don't wanna put, to upset somebody because we're nicking and picking. You know what I'm getting at,
Yeah,
Zach?
no, I totally understand.
I mean, if
should've-
I go to a
I should've-
yard
I shouldn't.
and I buy $100,000 worth of lumber
Yeah,
that they quoted, and then I end up buying 50, they're gonna be really up.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna say, well, gee, we started on the quantity of stuff that you were buying. And I'm trying to be fair to the vendors here.
Can I get a time that you think you might be able to get that to me so that I can work on it before our next meeting?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my bad. I should have gone through and nitpicked everything before
Yeah.
this.
No, I mean, hey,
I-
this is what we're here for. We're here to talk about it and not jump into this, into a pond of water with no galoshes on.
Exactly.
But the generator and the plate compactor are off the list.
Well,
He's
they
still
need to
gonna
be-
need
Those will
that.
be off the list
So-
until we find kind of what we want and what we need.
Okay, and if we do that, and maybe in the meantime, before the next meeting, you can come up with those prices between the three.
Perfect.
And then we can put this thing to bed.
Okay.
I'm just trying to be fair with all three vendors.
So we're gonna move on to the water meters. And if you've looked at our budget, you can see that there is an amount that has been put into, and I'm gonna somewhere find it on this page. Really should just pull it open on my computer because that'll make life a lot easier. There's an amount that's been added to the budget to help cover the costs of bringing in additional resources to get that done, in order to make sure that we get that done as quickly as possible. Because the reality is getting these installed at the rate that we need them to make all of our other deadlines.
So where are we at on meters so far? Numbers?
Not much. I have not been given a report with the numbers.
Who signs it? Who was responsible for saying, Joe, go out, change some meters?
I am.
Is it a word?
Are we averaging 5 a week?
No, we're not averaging 5 a week.
We're-
I-
Quite below 5 a week.
I thought there was a handful that was more prioritized than others, that they were running backwards or.
Yes, so I've got a list of meters that we have to go through and completely replace. Those are the high priority ones. I think there's about 100 of them. Right now, we have a total of 426 meters. And we have less than 359 in storage. And I guess the total of meters would be 67 meters that have been put out since we've gotten our shipment. Since we've first signed the deal, that would be potentially it. There has been quite a few meters going into people's houses in the past couple of weeks just because of freeze ups and shit like that. So I'd have to imagine it's probably closer to 75.
Okay,
There is some benefits to bringing in some extra help, and that is getting them in. The reality is, you guys, with everything that's going on,
well,
the other towns that have done this, gone through the whole meter replacement, they've brought in external resources. It's been much more efficient. And then I would expect that whoever that person is, will either you guys or them will give us at least a bi-weekly update.
Oh, it should be more than a bi-weekly update. It should be a weekly update.
Progress report, here's where we're at.
The thing is,
Are we
could
using
probably
somebody
Katie could
locally?
probably do that because she's going to be entering all of them in the computer. She's going to be switching all of them out in the billing software, so she could just keep track of that, and she could basically report on that weekly to everybody. If I've received this many this week that have been changed out. So
Yep.
so are we using somebody locally or somebody out of town?
Hoping to use somebody locally.
We have to finalize the budget in order to finalize and approve that. But that is what that number is in the budget is it 15 or 18?
18.
I put
18 in the budget.
The concern brought to my attention was the ratepayers now paying twice for this event. They're paying H2O once to be.
To be there.
No, they're not. H2O, that is not their job to replace all of those meters.
That's not the way I'm reading it.
That's not their
Better check it over.
their
Contract.
contract. No, they'll replace meters that are broken, maintenance. When it comes to a full meter replacement, that would be additional services beyond what's considered a normal. Unless you
But
want to
you're
wait 3 or 4 years to do it, because then it's just an at will.
And that's what I'm driving, is that it doesn't have to be done immediately. You got 100
So-
meters, whatever.
so there's a few ways to look at it. We could take 10 years to put it in. And those 10 years, we're still going to be on an old school billing cycle, having to deal with all of those issues, inaccurate meter reads, those sort of things. Or you bite the bullet, you get it done, The meter reads are done, they're less labor intensive because we don't have to drive around and read each meter. You literally sit at a computer and you go blip. And if somebody has something go wrong, it's right there. It allows you to get updated on your billing cycles, better cash revenue by maybe potentially moving to a monthly billing. It allows more use of the software systems. There are benefits to doing that.
How does the data go into the computer? Is it an RF system?
Currently today,
No, I know today is cumbersome. With the new meters, how does that?
It's all gonna be radio,
it's all
all.
just like your smart meter for your electric.
Telemetering.
Like they don't send the electrical companies around to read meters
No,
anymore.
it's done over there.
They just
Their
do
power
it
line.
from their smart meters and they tell you what
Yeah.
it is.
Ours,
So
they have to
this'll-
drive up,
this-
so the way ours work, they drive up the street.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
this
it's
will
all-
be a
it's all
truck
radio.
driving around town. You know, probably be integrated into our dailies on a Friday. Have a truck go and hit all the roads, all the places where there's meters, collect all that information. And then from there, put it into muni billing from Neptune. And then from there, it goes and disperses out. And at least update, whether it be an update to everybody or it be saved in to where it's the end of the month and the bills go out.
So let's say we use somebody locally. They're gonna have to be dedicated to this and not give us a day that they say that they can't go because they got this and they got that to do.
And that's exactly what he was saying. he was
Because
saying
you
that-
have to,
that we should be
somebody from your crew has to be there also.
No, we shouldn't.
No, no one from your crew is gonna go door to door to let people know that they're coming.
No, it's
I mean, how are people gonna be notified?
how they did it out in Newport is they notified everybody. It was a 3 strike thing. Everybody got notified through a bill or through a letter from the town and to go through and schedule with either their local plumber, because most of the time they don't like a governmental agency in their house. They'd rather deal with a local plumber. Have a plumber come in. If they miss their time with a plumber the first time, they can reschedule the second time. If they miss that again, then we will be obligated to go in at a time that conveniences us to go in and replace that meter. That's
And
how
you
they
get-
did it.
and I believe they get the bill for it then too, don't they? Don't they get
Yeah.
charged
Yeah.
for it? I think that's Newport charged people on the 3rd.
Well, you'll have to have that in the letter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would all
To
be in
make
the letter.
sure that they would know that.
Yeah,
I just want to say that if we're going to be using, no matter who we use to do this, that they're going to be dedicated to doing this.
yeah,
That they're not going to say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we can't do it. We got something else to do.
yeah,
I want to know that they're going to be there so that it doesn't waste your time and it doesn't waste our time and the customer's time.
yeah,
Because if they know that you're supposed to be coming there on a Wednesday and they don't show, I'd be some upset.
yeah.
So this is what I'm getting at. I want somebody that's going to say, yes, I got 2 men, and that's all they're gonna do for the next 4 weeks is put meters in. And I want that in writing so that when we're discussing prices with them, that they have to, time is of the essence here.
Yeah.
And we can't screw around waiting for somebody to show up that doesn't show up. That's what I'm getting at.
Exactly.
So, that's, make sure that, so that, are they gonna give us a rate, an hourly rate, or how are they going to be doing this?
I figured it would have been by the meter, isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's what you and I had talked about was they would just charge a flat rate per meter.
That's fine, yeah, that's fair.
And what I would say is, you're not going to be able to dictate to any plumber. You will give 2 staff for 4 weeks solid, because the people in town have to
Well, how are
follow
we
that
supposed to-
schedule. That so
How are
you're
we gonna
contracted
schedule
with them
this?
for a job, and what you give them are metrics as to. So at the end of 4 weeks, I expect 60% of the meters to be installed. You
That's
know,
fine.
and if
Yeah.
not, they have to be able to explain why not. You know, if nobody returns the phone calls, people aren't there when they show up. You know, you can't hold the contractor.
Well, no, you have
At
to
fault
schedule
for-
this. This all has to
So-
be scheduled.
Right, and this is something
Right.
that like will be communicated with, like, we'll have to come up with a contract between us
Yeah,
and whoever is chosen. And then
I
metrics
mean, I
to
just
say,
wanna
if you
have
don't
egg
hit
on-
these deadlines,
I just don't want egg on our faces because we said we were gonna be there and we're not there. And this person stayed home that day. I mean, it goes both ways. And you can upset a lot of people in a big hurry. And then one more thing to complain about, that,
Yeah.
you know, we wasted their time.
Yeah,
So I just don't want that to happen. I want this, if we're gonna do this, I want it to be something that's fairly controlled so that we meet our obligations. And if the customer doesn't meet their obligations after a strike three, then they're gonna pay.
yeah.
And, you know, I want to make sure that it runs smoothly and everybody's happy on both sides. We're not wasting your time or the plumber's time because they showed up and they knocked on the door and somebody wouldn't answer the door.
Yeah.
I just don't want that to happen. And it's going to be difficult. I know it is,
Oh, yeah.
but you know, I just want it planned well.
so the rest of that is gonna have to fall underneath our budget, like when we're talking about our budget. But that's, I mean, that's all the update that I have on meters.
Yep.
And then we can talk more about that underneath the budget when we get that whole budget out in front of us. Reservoir liner, we're gonna table because it's not.
Not ready yet.
that'll be coming up in April, I think. Isn't that what they said? I think, Zach, or Kian, I think they told us April is what they're looking at, April, May.
It's under a little bit of snow right now, I'm assuming.
Reservoir liner, that's the south reservoir or the north?
Yes. South.
So that one,
South.
South.
Pleasant Street.
Is that
When
where-
that's south.
yeah, it's that one.
The budget didn't show, I mean, the bill didn't show any liner activity in that. It showed it in the north. That's what confused me. I thought it was the south.
Yeah, it's definitely the
It
south.
is the south.
The one that we're replacing.
Yeah.
Well, so we are replacing the north, but that's part of the big project.
Correct.
This is the
south
emergency
liner
separate.
is the emergency. The south
It
plant
wasn't
does
in
not
there.
have a liner right now,
Yeah,
and we are adding
where the south one was the monies that we got in that grant.
from the bond bank. Yes, from the bond bank grant.
You wanna go home
North liner.
and watch the video later?
Yes, that
South
project.
transmission.
The RFP or the stuff from Aldrich and Elliott's going to talk about the north liner because that is part of the big project with the two water treatment plants and the transmission line. That is part of that project. The south liner is a separate project that we got a grant for because it's the one that's leaking.
But this just says contract one, south transmission main replacement, nothing about a liner.
No, that's the lot. That's the. So
Piping.
what you're looking at is from the kickoff for engineering for the big project. And so the south transmission main is the pipe that connects the brook to the treatment plant. That's where you have to have easements across all the
That's right.
properties.
That's
and they're
those
running a
easements
whole
that we
new-
got.
So that's the big project. And then
Two different,
there's a look, yes. 5 different projects.
no, I mean, two different projects for.
It's a line.
Same thing.
It's a line that we don't have to do in the project because we're doing it now.
Right. It was going to be part of the project, but it got pulled out because,
That's
I mean, it
correct.
should have been done last year, but we had the drought.
right.
We didn't want to shut the plant down.
Or should we call that less water? Wastewater treatment facility updates.
Moving along so far, so good. They're
The
moving.
building, it looks ugly.
There's half a building.
There's half the building.
It
They're
looks
getting ready
so
to start the
strange
other
down
half
there.
of the building.
Yeah, they tore down all their scaffolding earlier today, and I think,
Tent,
So there was scaffolding intent on it yesterday when I saw it.
yeah, they tore it all down today, and I think they're gonna the other side and start the other side now.
because they're heating in that tent.
They have to keep
Correct.
it heated, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Okay.
got pictures from inside the tent.
Ooh,
Water treatment updates.
Water treatments. So we had to kick off with the engineers this past week. So that project has started. Our DWSRF loan application is in. So we have not heard what that's going to look like yet. They haven't even looked at it because the lady at the meeting on Friday last week said, yeah, I haven't even looked at it yet. So we're still waiting on that. So we are going to be accruing some engineering costs that we won't get reimbursed for right away because they have not approved the loan for it yet. But it will come. It will come ultimately. You know, they're one of those places that has no staff either. So so that's moving along. USDA, we've got their application ready to go in. I'm just trying to get authorized to actually submit it because they keep saying to talk to my lender, which they are the lender. So I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to.
The ghost lender.
Yes, we'll get through that. I mean, it's not, it's not been a priority because, we're not a construction yet on that. So they won't pay for anything, but we have to get it in so they can start working on it. And who knows how long that's going to be because USDA has no staff either. So.
Okay. Truck cap. Did you get it?
Good.
Is it on?
It's on.
So I can close this off?
Yep.
Cool. Bye-bye, truck cap. Is it working for you?
Yeah.
It's truck cap.
Yeah.
What?
He hates it.
That's it.
It's ugly or
Whistles at highway speeds.
so don't drive highway speeds. You're in town, 35-mile-an-hour zone.
We
Just
send
gotta
him
go to
down to Burlington to bring the samples down there.
It's gotta be
Do
something,
you want to get him a set of earphones?
it's gotta be something simple that we, like I said, we'll work, when the weather gets a little warmer, we'll find that whistle.
Catamount caps, they'll take
Was
care of that.
talking about,
Just tell him to turn the radio up and call it a day.
that's what he's been.
That's what he does.
Isn't that the solution, right? You don't want to hear it, turn the radio up.
It's gotta be something stupid.
Hey, but that's something I can take off the agenda for going forward. So we're good.
Yep.
Before we go to budget, we have a staple to the back of this. A tool or two tools. It's two tools, right?
Well, it's stuff.
Oh.
It's
I don't have to say
stuff.
they're tools.
Yeah, there's four of them.
It's some stuff that Zach will tell us why he would like them out of the equipment budget.
So, geez, I don't know if Larry's bill came in yet, but I'd have to assume that it's probably a good arm and leg. And also the waiting for someone to come out and do it. There's a problem over at the Pleasant Street pump station where as it pumps, you have a check valve and it leaves water in the line. Well, when there's not, my bad, when there is a person who is in town and not snowbirding, leaving town, they clear off their driveway and it makes that line freeze. So because of that, we've had to have Larry come out and jet that line with a hot water thaw twice now. Because it freezes just about every
There's
2 days.
nobody in town during the week.
So
They come up on the weekends, but by then it's frozen again.
yeah. So
This is the new plant.
this is the new Pleasant Street
Yeah.
pump station, but they did not replace any of the piping. It was just the pump station. And we never had to deal with this before because he was a snowbird. He was always gone.
Oh.
And so his driveway was never cleared. He had the 3 feet of snow insulation. We never had to deal with it.
All these years.
In the year before, correct.
Well, it has happened in the past, but
It has happened in the
Yeah.
past.
And in my time of being here, it has not happened until this year.
Well, a stupid question. don't they make a special heat tape that can be pulled in that pipe and left in there? I know
I
they
don't-
make such a thing for water lines.
Yeah, for water lines, but for right there, you're dealing with a wire that's coming out of a sewer manhole across the Pleasant Street Road.
Oh, okay.
And to
So
whoever wants to
This
deal
is
with that
freezing
extension.
across the road.
It's freezing across their driveways, because it runs alongside Pleasant Street. And it 45s and it 45s again into the manhole in front of Denellen's.
Yeah, Tom
I
Denellen.
have Marcoux to the left of them. And Marcoux the one who's up here. And he clears off his driveway. And it always freezes right there when he clears off his driveway. So
So
in order
how
to-
deep is this line?
It's not very deep. It's probably 3 to 4, somewhere in there.
And it's freezing.
Yeah, well, there's another spot over on Middle Street where the guy's sewer line froze and it was 6 feet deep in his driveway.
Well, let me ask you another stupid question. Come springtime, naturally, we're gonna have to dig across that driveway.
I'm not digging.
No, but I mean, we're gonna have to
That.
have somebody dig across the driveway, and if we were to put sheets of styrofoam over that sewer line,
I did suggest that, but you go through and you deal with all of that, and then you're still gonna run into the possibility of it freezing just because it's so shallow.
Yeah.
So,
Same situation I had with the water supply to my house.
yeah, hers
It's
is six,
shallow.
hers is, 5 to 4 feet. And when the sun hits it just right, it pushes the frost down and it freezes that whole main.
And they've done the whole insulation and it's, yeah. We don't take chances and leave that running.
Yeah,
but that could be rectified very easily with one of them heat tapes in the main line.
To dig up the street.
No. No, it's a line, you take where it comes in. There's an adapter that goes on that pipe, you'd have to shut the main off, somehow. And this electrical line goes in there and it plugs into a 110-volt outlet. It only
Where are we
works,
gonna get the outlet?
Where are you gonna put the outlet?
you have to put one in the cellar.
No, mine
No.
freezes under the street.
Yeah, I
It's on,
realize that.
it's our
No.
line. It's not the
It's
person's
their
line.
line, not mine. I'm not
Oh, it's
running.
our line, it's
Yeah.
not their line. Oh,
And it's
in
the
that case-
situation here. It's
but we've
our-
had,
yeah,
I've seen, the reason why I know about this is where I came from.
Yeah.
Even though it belonged to the waterworks department.
Yep.
They paid to have it installed.
Yeah.
So that they wouldn't have to run their water all winter long.
Yeah.
And waste thousands and thousands of gallons of water.
Right.
So this electrical probe that goes in that pipe, inside the pipe, runs when a temperature comes down to a certain degree and comes on
yep.
and stays.
That works for a certain extent until she leaves town for a week and then her heat shuts off because she ran out of oil, and then we've got to shut that curb stop off.
So this is.
You
this-
can't because there's a wire in there.
So there is a solution to the problem that we have at hand that is fairly inexpensive that Zach has here, right? These are.
yeah.
So you combine the two together,
About
we're gonna
$1,000.
what,
About
$1,100?
$1,000. Yeah,
So for
$1,000.
$1,000, we can have a solution.
And
So
So what's that solution?
so that solution will be, I looked on USA Blue Book. It'll be 3/8 inch by 300 feet of 4,000 PSI jetter line with a jetter nozzle that we can jet that line whenever it freezes at, whenever we want to. Jet that line with the town's culvert thawer. And then so there's one issue done. Then I've got to get, of course, I'm sure we probably could end up sharing, but in a day where we're flushing hydrants, we won't be able to share a 2.5 inch, a 2.5 inch valve that'll go on the hydrant to where the road crew can fill up that culvert thawer from a hydrant or their cedar from a hydrant. because they can't use the one at the fire station anymore, because when you shut that valve too fast, it creates a water hammer and it trips the flapper valve inside their sprinkler system for their fire suppression. And then the fire department has to call a fire sprinkler company to come out and drain all those lines and reset it.
That's expensive.
Yeah. So now we've just kind of gotten away from the fire department and been starting to deal with just the hydrants and just deal with hydrants instead of fucking around with that, because
So roughly for $1,200, we solve 3 problems and future problems, right?
correct.
So if somebody wants to authorize him to buy his thingies, make a motion for that.
Yeah, make a motion. Makes sense.
Am I looking at the right numbers? Is that what you're looking at? Northern
Yes.
Tool?
So
This-
this page and this page together are the things he wants.
This-
So, so you're making a motion to spend up to, do we want to go 12 or 13? 13? 15?
Actually, that includes shipping, so, and there will be no tax, so unless he's gonna buy it from someplace else, that should be the price, because I just, he gave
So-
those to me this afternoon and I plugged them right in the thing and
Authorization
So this
for-
will work in any kind of water line.
No,
Oh.
it will not work in any type of water line, just
Why not?
because you'll be mixing water, you'll be mixing sewer water with potable water. I'm not gonna take that jetter line or any bit of
Yeah,
that equipment that touches the sewer line and put it into a water main.
right.
That's where
Okay.
the state comes in and we all get pee spanks.
So yeah,
Do we need 2, one
But-
for the brown water and one for the good
but
water?
but in water lines, you have different type of lines. Some are still the old galvanized. Correct?
Yeah, but
And then we have the polymer now that goes to people's houses.
yeah, we got the packs and then
The
we still have
packs.
copper.
So
like-
that will work on either type of those lines?
Yes, it can, yes.
This would be dedicated for sewer.
This would be dedicated strictly for sewer,
Strictly for sewer, not water.
correct?
Okay, I was on the impression we were talking about water because of her situation.
Yeah, so there,
This is his.
so most of the time with say you had your water freeze over at your place, I'm not gonna be able to help out with that just because that's your water line. If it goes past the curb stop, we'll reimburse a little bit. But as far as that goes, that's a plumber that comes out and deals with
Correct.
all that. As far as the water mains go, I've yet to really kind of bump into that problem. And when that problem does arise, I don't really,
Hammer.
I don't really.
Yeah.
Don't plan on running into that problem. That's a hell of a problem. That'll probably end up being digging down and lighting a fire on top of it, just like they did over by the river.
Okay,
So this is a sewer issue. then.
This is a sewer issue.
Is it pitch? Is there,
It's not pitch, so from the pump station, it goes uphill to Denellen's place. From there, it goes into a manhole and then it goes, gravity feeds along its way. Just because it's so shallow right there and because of the check valves in the pump station, the check valves hold all that water in that line, and so it just freezes right there at the very end. While, with all the snow plowed off of Marcoux driveway there. And probably Denellen's as well. But instead of having somebody come out and jet it every,
gonna be cheaper for us to do it.
We keep us to do
Correct.
it ourselves. So that's where, are we gonna, yep, the motion for
Yeah, I made the motion.
a second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Will it fit in the trailer?
yes, it will.
Especially right now, the trailer's empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's empty
So
right now.
Budget approval.
I don't want our secretary to have to run it up there in the back end of all. You didn't see.
So I will make sure that will fit in the trailer. Yeah,
That's
Can we,
priority
Heather,
number one.
before you go into the budget, can we hit one thing to,
No.
in case Zach and Keem want to leave? I don't know how long you guys are gonna be on the budget. Is we put in the water department, we put $8,000 a year in for hydrant repairs.
yep,
I think we should probably start thinking about at least, one hydrant a year. We're gonna replace some of the older ones that need to be replaced because we
Yes.
didn't spend that money last year. We didn't do
No, we
anything.
didn't.
And so I think it's probably worthwhile for us to start doing that as opposed to having 5 or 6 of them come due all in one year where they all fail. And
Yeah. The, yes, it was at one point where it was 2 hydrants per year. Get those done, squared out of the way. Just last year was it was a hell of a year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I don't know if we've done anything with it in a couple of years. So I just
Yeah,
kind of want us to be cognizant of that. And it's not so much even just for you, but also for the board that, you guys kind of mark that on your, wish list that as the year goes on, we ask about that we make sure that, we are planning for that. It's just kind of maintenance kind of stuff. Hydrants don't last forever.
no,
And we put money in the budget for it. So let's use it.
Yep.
And
exactly.
So eventually we're gonna get rid of some of those old hydrants that don't have that we need those special fittings for.
Correct.
We'll
Yeah.
eventually get rid of those.
Yeah, we'll end up getting rid of all of the old hydrants with those special fittings, yes. With that, I'm sure there's probably a town somewhere out there that needs them.
Yeah.
Probably- Sure, we could probably sell them on eBay or something
Yeah.
crazy like that. The,
Cause I thought we talked about this last year where we were supposed to do a few hydrants every year.
yeah, we're supposed to do 2 hydrants a year, get those done, squared out of the way. One of the problems that I've kind of bumped into recently is the are the very, very older hydrants, the ones that are not bolted together.
Yeah,
Those ones will be a little more of an issue and just having to shut the entire line down, cut it, put high maxes in, and then tee it off from there.
and it would be good to get rid of those because eventually that's gonna bite us in the behind in the middle of the winter.
Correct.
Because they're kind of leaded in place.
Yep.
Those old hydrants.
Yep.
They use that poured lead.
Yep.
And it'd be good if we concentrate on getting rid of those first.
So I will put it on in May.
Well,
I'm gonna
that
Put it on in May.
kind of
Start thinking about
I
them.
mean, we keep
That-
talking about the ones here on the main drag.
that's kind of what I'm running into is, do we go through and do we replace those older hydrants on this stretch?
Well, not if we
Or
get
do we
plans
wait
of
till the
redoing
plan
all
to
that.
redo
yeah, I
everything?
probably would not. I would look at other ones besides the
Yeah.
ones that
Yeah.
are cross street.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones that are
cross up and
outside
down.
of town. Yeah,
Yeah, I would
Because-
concentrate on those and just, we'll take the chance of till we get this main line done and
yeah,
we do the infrastructure for the main drag
yeah,
for Cross Street.
Right, because that's all going to get ripped out anyway.
That's
so.
right. That's all
Seems
gonna
kinda
go
dumb
away.
to- Seems kind of dumb to
That'll-
replace them again.
That'll be all new.
Okay. So is there
Okay,
any
thank
other
you.
business
Sorry.
you want to know before we go to our budget?
No, sorry. I just happened to see it when I was going through the budget. I was sitting there, I was like, we should probably talk about that.
yeah.
Okay,
Fire
So,
me,
budget.
sorry.
budgets.
So did that number change? Hydrants?
No, it's what's in there. There's 8,000 in the budget for it every year.
That's what, 1, 2,
That'll be,
1.5,
that'll be,
1.5.
yeah.
1 and 3/4.
Yeah. maybe one-
1.25. Okay, budget questions, fire away, guys. No questions? We have a water budget and the sewer budget.
And the water sewer operations budget. You got 3 budgets.
You can see,
So what, So with the water and sewer budget for this year, Mike, what kind of increase are we looking at?
We are, so you would be looking at, hold on.
We're looking at the 2026, correct?
Yes, 2026.
Yes, 2026.
So water is, so they're going to
Mhm.
shift. So the way that we proposed it, and I kind of explained it in our report. So, we've been kind of allocating H2O's cost wrong all these years. Because I mean, I don't say that it was wrong. It was, I think when we started, the town water and sewer were basically the same number of users. We hadn't extended the water line around the lake or anything yet when they probably started doing it this way. And so they always just split the bill 50-50. But there's way more billing on the water side than there is on the sewer side. And so it really, those extra units should have taken on some of that additional cost because there's more meters to read. There's more cost that goes with that. And so I did do I basically added up how many units of water, how many units of sewer, and divided everything out that way and reallocated H2, all the operations costs, because it's not just H2O, it's anything that falls underneath the combined water sewer. Going forward, we're going to be better about, putting stuff that's shared between the two will go under water sewer operations. It won't go in the water department and the sewer department, because the way we've kind of done it over the last, I don't know, 20 or 30 years has been, okay, well, water will pay for this and sewer will pay for that. There's no, when you're trying to do budgeting, it's really hard when you're not using real numbers. A truck that you're using for water and sewer should be under the operations budget and just split that. It makes way more sense.
So at looking at this, but excuse me for interrupting. At looking at this, my question, looking at these figures, is between the water and sewer, how are we dividing up the H2O contract?
It is
because one naturally is using more labor than the other. So how are we dividing those costs between water and sewer?
So right now I did it based on a unit allocation. So there's 700 and some odd units of water, 400 and some odd units of sewer. I divided their total bill by that, and then you multiply it back out. So it comes out that basically water pays 58% and sewer pays 42%, rounding off. Is about what it was. It wasn't 50-50. Which is what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And so it changes. So it actually, water is going to go up by a higher amount this year, but sewer is actually going to go down.
Because of that number there.
And when you add them together, we should see somewhere in like the 3%, 3 to 5%, I think.
Yeah, that's what you said on your
yeah. I mean, it was basically just, we didn't really increase anything else beyond kind of, the annual kind of inflationary kind of increase. The bills are gonna look different when we switch to the new.
I'm assuming you've gone down to the quarterly, add them up and know what the total number is. I just know that it's a bill you gotta pay.
I mean, sewer people are going to pick it up on the water end anyways. There's no real savings.
It really stays kind of almost level. So it's small. I don't know what I pay. I just pay the bill every month. Not much.
So, and I actually, there was a little other jockeying with it, which is kind of a one-time kind of thing. So the way that we've been allocating bills, like, payments and stuff. So we have in 2027, we are going to get double hit on the sewer side, because you're going to get stuck with the last payment on all the pump stations that you guys had to do, plus the first payments on the new water treatment plant.
Right.
And so I did do a little reallocation of some expenses between the years to kind of level that out, which is the perk to doing a 5-year budget, is that we can kind of try to keep it a little even. So we don't have these huge peaks and valleys, because what was going to happen was we were going to see like a $30 jump in sewer rates next year, and then it was going to drop by $25 the year after. So I kind of leveled that out over 3 years. So it's kind of not going to be a huge change next year. It'll be a little bit of an increase, but it won't be nearly as bad as it could be.
So how are you coming up with this 2030 proposed budget when we don't exactly know our water side is what the actual cost and how much where are you getting your figures from as far as how are you going to know how much the government is going to give us versus any state funding?
It's a guess based
It's
upon
guessable.
the averages, you know, and
So-
we'll update it as we know, as we go through. It'll just
right.
get updated every year. Right now, it's our best guess. You know,
Okay.
I believe, and I'm pretty conservative on it. So I kind of based it upon, you know, that we would be, you know, about a 50% grant, 50% loan on the water treatment side. We could do better than that, but we won't know for a while. There's no way to actually predict that until we get to that final
No,
stage.
it's nice to look forward, but you know, there is some guessing here.
There is. It's
Yeah.
always, we do have experience. You know, we have experience now with the wastewater treatment plants to kind of know, because, you know, when you go to apply for these things, USDA says, yes, Brighton is a poor community. It qualifies for 75% grant. Can I tell you, nobody gets
No.
75% grant.
That's right.
We only
That's
got
right.
42 on the wastewater treatment plant, and I kind of envision us being able to get a little better on water. I envision we should be able to get 50 at least.
Yeah.
We might do a little better than that, but
I
I'm
mean,
not
years
going to count on
ago,
anything more.
it was 80-20, and that ain't the case anymore.
No, it's not. So, I mean, they're all forward looking as far as what you guys see. It's not what's in the book. You know, the book we only show the current year, but
Right.
you know, you guys need to be starting to look at that 5-year kind of, okay, this is what it looks like in the future when we start adding all of these costs on. And it is, I mean, it's a good guess, you know, it's an estimate.
Yeah.
Um,
Because between
But like
26
I can pretty much predict now what the sewer rates are going to look like, because I do know what those loans are going to be. I know what the interest rates are going to be and what the repayment period is going to be. So we kind of, you know, that went up because we added another $600,000 to the project.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Hopefully we can
Fix that.
fix that. So right now, between 26 and 27 for water, I'm seeing a substantial increase.
26 and 27 on water, it should be about $10 a quarter. Oh, no. The debt payments start coming
That's
on.
right.
Actually, that got shoved. It got pushed forward because we actually won't begin payment on that until 28. And so I
Till
just kind of was
28.
trying to ease
27
that.
to 28 is where the big jump that I see is
Right.
on the
Because
water side.
that's where you
26
take on.
27's level.
Because the
you take-
water debt is 144, and then it goes to 180, and then it goes to 224 and 28.
Right.
So that's a big increase.
It is. There's a big payment that comes with that.
So
Because when you get the water treatment plant loans on there, you know, they're about $150,000 a year. But this is one of the other things that we will talk with the select board about.
well, I was
We
just going to
can't-
mention that. When are we, if we are going to have that conversation, shouldn't we start pretty soon?
We would need to discuss that in executive session.
Yes,
They cannot be
yes.
in public session.
Yeah.
So, that strategy, which we can't discuss that right now, Mark.
No, I know that. But we should start.
So is anybody have any questions, or are we good to motion or approve on this bad Jackson?
And you're only
Well-
approving the 26 budget. You're not approving the
that's
future
what
budgets. They're just for planning.
It's,
No, I've looked it over and I'm ready to make a motion to approve the upcoming budget.
and a second,
And a second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next up is minutes of our previous meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And no executive session this time?
In life.
Not
I
that
mean, I
I,
don't
Not that
have
I'm
one, I
aware-
don't need one unless you
I don't
want.
need one. Okay, so motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Don't roll, I need a second. Can't both have it
Second.
first. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.